right, the Soft Lock brought to you by our friends over at W. Again, make sure to use code GameMarksPod. Save yourself 10% at W.GG. The Soft Lock is a segment of this podcast where I'm just realizing now, John, what are we calling the people? Are they still Mega Marks? The Patreon changed.
They could still be Mega Marks.
All right. It is a segment where one of our Mega Marks from our Patreon gives us a topic to debate, a question to answer. It's a question of the week with a fancy name. This week, it comes from Hoker. Steve Hoker would like
One of the OGs.
Would like us to answer. Have you ever called out or scheduled a vacation day at work on a release day of a game just so you can play all day? And then said that he may or may not have done this with GTA.
Yes.
Yes, 100%. I have as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the game?
So I did it for the Diablo 3 release.
Okay.
So that was 2012.
2012. I gotta actually look up the date. I've mentioned many times Gears of War 2.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I remember it being either Gears or you didn't do anything for Halo, right?
No, never Halo. That was too early because the first one I got after Christmas of 2008 was Gears of War 2. Wow. That was really the first midnight release I ever even went to. Like, I didn't know it was the thing.
Did you ever do a midnight release for a console?
I always get consoles after they're out a while. I don't think I've ever gotten one actually on launch.
I worked retail for the Nintendo Wii release. That was.
I showed you
lines around the building. It was crazy.
I showed you that picture from years ago. My friend, she was sleeping on the bed of Wii's when they came out and got fired from GameStop because of it. Yeah. Fun stuff.
Oh, man. So your game's Gears. I'm Diablo 3.
I remember Gears just being on that line and everyone's so hyped. You're there with people that are all there for the same reason. Like, you could be playing with these people later. You could even be like swapping gamer tags at this time. Like, this doesn't happen anymore. The kids don't know what a midnight night. You download it now. You just download it. You get it at midnight. It's probably going to take 2 hours to download whatever it is, and you can't play right away. I remember playing till at least 3-4 in the morning that first night, waking up after a little bit of sleep. Everyone got back on. Now, I didn't know Gears of War until I started hanging out with my friends that are still my best friends now. I didn't know it. So when they had the 360 and they showed me this game, I was hooked like immediately. I'm like, oh, I play Madden. But we all went. It was great. But the downfall of that was then I wanted to go to a midnight release for everything. I went Modern Warfare 2. I even went some Maddens. But then there were some games that I would pre-order, like, I don't know, like WWE, like SmackDown vs. Raw. And there was no midnight release. And I'd get there like early at GameStop. And they'd be like, what's your name? And open a giant drawer of WWE games.
Here's your game. Have a good day.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I didn't even need to pre-order that.
This wasn't exciting at all.
And I was too cheap to ever get like the deluxe edition with the bonuses. So
my pre-order day off bit me in the ass. So what happened was
Spider for the Nintendo
Diablo 3 released, and it was down for 2 days.
No,
because there was an error. So you tried to log in, and something happened. And it was like you always just got this error code. And they weren't able to fix it and patch the game for like a majority of people for like 2 days. It was bad. And like waited like 11 years for this game. It was 11 years between Diablo 2 expansion and Diablo 3.
I'm reading about it right now.
Error, I just looked it up. Error 37.
37. The servers are busy. Please try. Oh my God, I would have flipped out.
It was terrible.
So did you go to work or you just kept the off day?
No, because they didn't tell anybody that it was going to be, like 2 days. They were just like, we're actively working to try and fix it. So like, try in the morning.
Can you imagine that now?
Oh yeah, people would riot.
The game would be dead in the water.
You would, because it was like me and a couple of friends took on. We're like, we're going to go through the whole like campaign together. Like, and we like took shifts. It was just like, okay, you go do whatever you got to do. I'm going to check every couple of minutes and see if they're up, and I'll text the group if it comes back up. And it was like a whole day, and it didn't come up, and we're just like, do we do this again tomorrow? Like, should we just go into work?
Yeah, there was no Twitter for you to find out.
Oh, it was rough.
Simpler times.
Yeah,
Simpler
it was
times.
not fun. But let us know what you guys did for your release day. Did you have a group that you pre-ordered? Did you have a group that you took off work with and played through campaigns and multiplayer? I know a bunch of people who did it with Call of Duties. I think you talked about that, how like eventually you were doing that. I know tons of people who did it with like World at War and Modern Warfare. But let us know
too.
at Game Marks Pod somewhere on the internet.